Hello everyone, this is Brandon and John with Central Defense. We're going to do a video today about open emitters versus closed emitters on red dots on handguns and the reason why we like one or the other.
All right, I'll go first. So I went with the open emitter. A few reasons. In the beginning, I had RMRs, and I think Brandon, you'll agree, RMRs are what kind of started this whole trend.
Yeah, like that was definitely the most rugged red dot.
Still probably is the most rugged red dot there is.
Yeah, the Seymour optic, the slide ride was like the first red dot, but then it didn't really catch on until the RMR came on.
Right. So this is on my carry gun. I think this is Brandon's carry gun as well. So this is literally what we use every day. I went with the SRO because originally I started with the RMR and they had the same footprint. And then this came out, and that's got much larger glass. You guys will see here when we go shooting. This glass is much larger, which means it's easier to see the dot on your follow-up shots. It also only has one lens, which means that the glass is going to be clearer and the dot's going to be a lot crisper for us. So when you're looking through, it's easier to see. And like I said, it's got a huge glass, and the Trijicons have the batteries up here at the top now, so it's easy to get in and out. And there's that reliability that we were talking about in the beginning, is that the Trijicon stuff they make good products. I've had to return one time, and they got it back to me in 6 days. So from when I mailed it to when I got it back in the same week. So those are the good things. There are some bad things. With a single lens emitter like this, it will fog up when you go from cold inside, so like an air-conditioned room here in Louisiana, outside to where it's about a million. It will fog. So be aware of that. It doesn't take long for it to defog. Like, if you're just down in the car and you turn the AC on, it will go away, but it will fog up. It also will get dirty. So if this is sitting in your holster, that lens there acts like a big dustpan, and it will collect dust. So it's going to get a little dirtier. It's not that hard to take care of. When I get home at night, I just wipe it. It's not really that big of a deal. And now the last thing is that if water gets on the lens or on the emitter, it can kind of starburst the dot, and it'll end up looking a little bit more like a kaleidoscope. But once you break off that first shot, it all goes away, and you're back on your normal dot. But it is something to worry about. Just don't get it wet. It's not that bad. Like I said, this is my concealed carry gun, so it's hiding under my shirt, so the chances of it getting wet are pretty minimal. So that's why I went with the open emitter.
Yep, so kind of to pick off exactly where that's at, I have the same on the cons for you. That's why I chose the closed emitter. So on the closed emitter, carrying it every day, there's a flat piece of glass in the back. That way it doesn't have like a bowl effect, right? So there's lint or dead skin cells, anything like that doesn't clog up on top of the piece of glass. This one has like grass and stuff on it from just cutting the grass. All that stuff doesn't clog up inside your red dot. You don't have to maintain it as much. This one is a Holson 509T. It's a titanium housing, so it's super rugged. Kind of going off the same pros that John said, it has the same footprint as the Trijicon RMR, so it's very easy to fit multiple different guns you want onto it. The main difference on a closed emitter versus open, you have two pieces of glass that's protecting the emitter, right? So there's nothing that can stop the emitter from projecting its dot on the front piece of glass, right? Like John said, the kaleidoscope effect, you won't have that with here, right? Even if they do have some water after the sight will cycle, like it won't show up on the dot. You still have a crisp dot, but even if your back glass is going to be full of water on it. Right. The other things that I don't like about it, like some of the cons, might be because there's two different pieces of glass. You're going to have a distortion in the dot. So the more pieces of glass you add in front of the eye, it's not going to be as clear. They might have some type of magnification to it. It's not going to be like something like this dot where it's a super clear piece of glass and it's only one of them. Right. Another con, I guess it's bulkier or uglier, as John calls it.
It's fucking ugly. I'm not gonna lie.
It is ugly.
It's ugly.
But it is bulky. It's not that big of a thing. Like, it's underneath my shirt. It's not something that I go and show off or anything. The downside to that though is that maybe the weight. So it could be a lot heavier. So maybe like on smaller caliber guns that doesn't cycle the slide as fast. That might actually be enough weight to kind of like make a malfunction of the gun.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Like, so when they mill these slides, or this is an MOS, they take out bits. Basically, the metal that gets taken out weighs as much as the optic.
Yeah, typically. Yep. Or less.
Or less, yeah.
Yep. But if there's two pieces of glass, it might be a little bit more. So you just kind of have to see if it does work on your gun or if not. But I do highly recommend the closed emitter on a carry gun if you're wanting the most reliability of the gun.
All right, so we're gonna go shoot them now so you guys can see what they look like. Okay guys, this is the open emitter Trijicon SRO, just from a top to down view, okay? I'm gonna shoot just a little bit with it.
This is the Trijicon SRO. It's an open emitter. All right, this is the Holosun 509T. This is the closed emitter one. We'll try to get some A-zone hits, unlike John. This is the Holosun 509T. It's the closed emitter.